Oracle Apex is a developer tool that enables us to create working applications on a database in Oracle and to do that very quickly. So in this video series for rapid application development, we will be using Apex 424. If you want to work along with the videos, there are scripts available that will be run in the first few videos that create tables and populate the tables with data. I'm logged in as developer Jan, and I'm at the home page for Apex. You can see some of the other users, Ashwini and Diana. Jan is going to create the first report and page. So we're going to click Application Builder and select our application, and then we want to create a page. We're going to create a form which is based on a table, and we have choices of what type of form. We're going to go with a form on a table with a report. Now you can alter the page number if you want to. Right now we'll go ahead and take the defaults, and I'm going to give the page a name. I'm going to type in projects list and then list of projects. So we've got a page name and then a region name within that page. Right now we won't have a breadcrumb, which is what we see up here. So I'm going to switch to have a breadcrumb, and when I do that, the page extends. It's showing the entry name for that breadcrumb, which is fine. And then I'm going to you don't type here, you simply select what you want to be the parent entry. So it'll be home followed by projects list. So we'll go ahead and click next. Then we select the table that we want to work with. In this case it's going to be projects. I do want to have a tab, a set of tabs that will be along the top, similar to what you see also here in the Apex page. And I need to give a name to that tab, and this is going to be projects. And I click next. Then by default Apex assumes you want to see all the columns. If you have columns you don't want to display from the table, you would move them over to the left area, the left box, and click next. Then you have this icon that will be out to the left of each row in the report listing projects. So I'm going to just opt for the second icon. This is an edit icon, so when we click on that it will take us from the report to the form and show that particular record. So for here I'm going to do project form and form for project data, and I'll click next. I guess I flew through that pretty quickly. Let me just point out, you start out and you're defining the report and its characteristics and the data source, and then toward the end you're defining the actual form, the one we will use for data entry and modification. So I'm going to click to manage the records using the project ID primary key, which was automatically selected. And then we already have a sequence and a trigger that populates the value for the primary key value in project, so we just click next. And then which columns do we want to show? I'm going to select them from the available on the left, move them to the right so they'll be displayed. Notice that Apex automatically hides the primary key field, and I will show you in a future video how to display this. It may not be something you want to show in the final application, but for development purposes I think it's very helpful to see the primary key and foreign key fields. And we have these actions, insert, update, and delete. You might want to modify these in an actual application, but for our purposes we're going to take the defaults. And now we have this final page before we actually click create, and it was created. So I can run the page. We have a report and a form, and when I run this I'll go into the report, and I didn't have to log in again because once you log in in a given session, you don't have to keep logging into the application when you're running it in the end user mode. So what we see are the records, the data in the projects table. If I want to look at a specific one, I would click on the edit icon, and then I go into the actual form where I see my cancel, delete, apply changes. So notice that we have our breadcrumb. I can switch from the end user mode, the application mode, to designer mode by clicking on the options in the designer toolbar. In the next video, we'll create more reports and forms.